If you are watching this right now, pause for a moment and breathe. This is not random. This is not just another video appearing on your screen. There is a reason you clicked. There is a reason you stayed. And there is a reason this message reached you on this specific day, 22nd of February. Something unusual is shifting around you. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it fully yet. But there are moments in life when events begin moving behind the scenes before they appear in front of us. Today carries that kind of energy. A quiet turning point, a hidden setup, a sudden opening that can change direction without warning. Only a small number of people will truly understand this message. Not because it is complicated, but because timing matters, and timing decides who is ready to receive what is coming. Before this day ends, you may notice a sign, a conversation, a thought, an opportunity, a piece of news, something small that does not look important at first. But later, you will realize it was the beginning. Many people are going through pressure right now. Financial stress, delays, closed doors, waiting longer than expected, working hard without clear results, feeling overlooked, feeling tired, yet still holding a small piece of hope inside. That hope is not there by accident. There are patterns in life that most people do not talk about. Periods of struggle often come before sudden change. Seasons of silence often come before breakthroughs. Moments when nothing seems to move are sometimes preparation phases, like the ground staying still before a seed breaks through the surface. On certain dates, people across different cultures and beliefs report similar experiences: unexpected money, new job offers, debt relief, opportunities that were not planned, support from someone they did not expect. These moments are often described as sudden blessings. They arrive quickly, without warning, after long waiting periods. Science explains part of this through psychology and perception. When the mind shifts from survival mode to expectation mode, people begin noticing opportunities that were always around them. Faith and anticipation change attention. Attention changes decisions. Decisions change outcomes. But there is also another layer that cannot always be measured: timing, alignment, the right moment meeting the right preparation. And today, 22nd February, may be one of those alignment points for someone watching this. Not everyone, someone. There are lesser-known moments in history where breakthroughs happened on ordinary days that later became turning points in people's lives. Entrepreneurs who received unexpected funding after months of rejection. Families who found solutions hours before losing everything. Individuals who met the person who changed their career direction during a normal conversation. None of those days looked special at the start. They only became special after the shift happened. That is why paying attention matters. In this video, you will learn why certain moments feel charged with possibility. You will understand the signs that often appear before sudden financial improvement. You will discover why delays sometimes mean protection rather than denial. And you will learn how mindset, faith, and awareness combine to create openings that seem almost miraculous. There is also something important that most people miss. Sudden blessings rarely arrive when someone feels fully ready. They often appear when a person is tired, doubtful, or close to giving up. That is because growth usually happens during discomfort, not comfort. So if you feel worn out lately, that does not disqualify you. It may actually mean you are closer than you think. Another thing you will discover today is how expectation changes outcomes. Studies in behavioral psychology show that belief influences persistence. Persistence increases exposure to opportunity. Opportunity increases probability of success. This chain reaction often looks like luck from the outside, but inside it begins with mindset. Faith works in a similar way. It keeps a person moving when results are not visible yet. There is also a spiritual perspective many people share. The idea that blessings arrive when preparation meets timing, that unseen forces may guide moments, connections, and chances. Whether someone views this through faith, intuition, or psychology, the pattern remains consistent. Sudden, positive changes do happen, and they often follow periods of uncertainty. Today's message is about recognizing that possibility. You will also hear about the subtle signs people report before financial breakthroughs. Increased intuition, a sense that something is about to change. Repeated thoughts about improvement, unexpected calm after stress, doors closing that later made space for better ones. These patterns are rarely discussed openly, but they appear again and again in personal stories around the world. By the end of this video, you will understand why this date may carry meaning for you personally. You will know what signals to watch for. You will learn how to position your mind so you do not miss opportunities when they appear. And most importantly, you will leave with a stronger sense of expectation instead of worry, because expectation creates readiness, and readiness recognizes blessings when they arrive. So stay with this message until the end. There is something here you may need to hear today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. If this video reached you, there may be a reason. Welcome to our channel. This is a space where we explore faith, mindset, and the hidden patterns behind life changes. If you feel drawn to messages like this, make sure you subscribe and join our community, because you never know which message might arrive at the exact moment you need it most. There is something important you need to understand right now. Messages do not reach people by accident as often as we think. Life is full of noise, distractions, and endless content. Yet somehow, at this exact moment, you are here listening to these words on this specific day. That alone should make you pause for a second. God often works in ways that are quiet and unexpected, not always through dramatic signs or loud miracles, but through timing, through moments that look ordinary on the surface but carry deeper meaning underneath. A video appearing at the right moment, a sentence that feels personal, a message that speaks directly to your current situation. Sometimes guidance comes disguised as coincidence. You might have been feeling overlooked lately. Maybe you prayed and nothing seemed to change. Maybe you worked hard and still felt stuck. Maybe you questioned whether anyone was paying attention to your struggles at all. But being here right now can be a reminder that your story has not been ignored. Struggles are not proof of abandonment. Many times they are proof of preparation. There is a reason seasons of difficulty often come before seasons of increase. Pressure builds strength. Waiting builds endurance. Disappointment builds wisdom. When the opportunity finally appears, you are not the same person you were before the struggle started. You are stronger, more aware, more capable. And sometimes, without warning, everything begins to shift. That is what people call a sudden blessing. A sudden blessing is not always magical. It is not always dramatic. It is simply a moment when change arrives faster than expected after a long period of stillness. One day, nothing moves. The next day, something opens. A door appears, a call comes, a solution shows up. Relief replaces pressure almost overnight. Blessings do not always come slowly, step by step. Some arrive all at once. After months or even years of waiting, movement can happen quickly. Life has patterns like that. Long, quiet seasons followed by rapid change. Financial blessings especially tend to follow hardship. Many people report breakthroughs right after moments when they felt closest to giving up. Unexpected opportunities, a new source of income, debt reduction, assistance from someone with influence, favor that cannot be explained logically. It is not always about luck. Sometimes it is timing meeting readiness. And this date, 22 of February, can act as a symbolic marker for that kind of timing. Certain days become turning points, not because the calendar itself is magical, but because moments of alignment happen. Preparation meets opportunity. Internal change meets external chance. Awareness meets possibility. A person reaches the point where they are ready to notice and receive what is already approaching. You have been preparing longer than you realize. Every disappointment taught you something. Every delay adjusted your direction. Every closed door redirected your path. Even the pain had a purpose. Even the confusion shaped your perspective. When looked at together, those experiences were not random obstacles. They were steps that positioned you for what comes next. Hope becomes stronger when attached to a moment. That is why dates matter psychologically. They give the mind a point to focus on, a sense that something can begin now instead of someday. Anchoring expectation to a specific time increases motivation and awareness. You start noticing possibilities you might otherwise ignore, and there are often signs before positive change arrives. One sign is exhaustion mixed with hope, feeling tired of the struggle but still sensing that something could improve. That combination is powerful. It means you have not lost belief completely. Another sign is doors closing unexpectedly, situations ending, plans falling apart. At the time, it feels negative, but later it creates space for something better. Redirection often feels like loss before it feels like progress. Strong intuition is another indicator, a quiet inner sense that change is near even without visible proof. Thoughts about improvement repeating in your mind. Ideas about new income or opportunities appearing more often than usual. Some people also notice a strange calm after a period of stress. Not because problems disappeared, but because internally something shifted. Peace without clear reason. That calm can signal readiness. Recognizing these patterns increases belief, and belief changes behavior. Still, doubt is normal. Fear is normal. Questions are normal. The human brain is designed to protect against disappointment. It looks for evidence before trusting hope. That does not make you weak. It makes you human. But fear can also block perception. When someone expects failure, they miss opportunities. When someone expects rejection, they hesitate to act. When someone expects nothing to change, they stop looking for change. Faith does not mean ignoring reality. It means allowing the possibility of good outcomes even before evidence appears. You may be closer than you think right now. Sometimes the final stage before a breakthrough feels the hardest. Pressure increases, uncertainty increases, emotions feel heavier. That is often because change is near, not far. So take a small action in this moment. It may seem simple, but small actions create internal commitment. If you feel comfortable, write the word ready in the comments. Not for anyone else, for yourself. A signal that you are open to receiving improvement. A signal that you are willing to notice opportunities when they appear. You can also say quietly to yourself, I am open to blessings. Words influence mindset more than most people realize. Repeated thoughts create mental pathways. Mental pathways influence decisions. Decisions influence outcomes. Gratitude is another powerful action. Even gratitude for small things shifts attention toward abundance instead of lack. Attention changes perception. Perception changes experience. Something may already be moving behind the scenes for you. Delays you experienced may have been protection from wrong timing. Closed doors may have prevented bigger problems. Waiting may have aligned circumstances you could not see. What felt like stagnation could have been positioning. The next season can be different from the last one. Life does not move in straight lines. It moves in cycles. Periods of effort, periods of rest, periods of confusion, periods of clarity, periods of struggle, periods of reward. No season lasts forever. Your moment can arrive when you least expect it, at a time that looks ordinary, on a day that started like any other, and later you will look back and realize that was the turning point. As this message comes to an end, there is one thing you should carry with you. Stay alert over the next 24 to 48 hours, not anxious, not forced, just aware. Pay attention to conversations. Pay attention to ideas that come into your mind. Pay attention to opportunities that may look small at first. Many blessings begin quietly before they become obvious. Sometimes the sign is not dramatic. It can be a phone call, a message, a new thought, a sudden solution to a problem that felt stuck, a chance meeting, a shift in mood, a door opening where there was nothing before. When you stay open, you recognize these moments faster. And when you recognize them, you can act on them. Openness creates space for change. Gratitude also plays a powerful role here. Being thankful does not mean everything is perfect. It means you are choosing to focus on what is still working in your life. That focus changes your energy, your decisions, and your reactions. People who practice gratitude regularly tend to notice opportunities more quickly because their minds are not trapped only in problems. Gratitude attracts more positive experiences because it keeps you aware of possibilities instead of limitations. So even today, before anything changes, find one thing to appreciate. It can be small. Your health, your strength, your ability to keep going, the fact that you are still trying. Small gratitude creates momentum. There is also reassurance you need to hear clearly. You were meant to hear this message. Out of millions of pieces of content, you arrived here at this moment. Why?